sorry. Before you start, what's your name? Ingedi. That's a beautiful name. All right, my name's Nakamya. What was your question?
So when I walked up, you all were reading about the vision that the Most High gave to Peter. And so at the end of that vision, I know that, we're not supposed to be unbelievers. But the point of the vision was what?
Go to the account.
Acts 10.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 10 and verse 28. This book of Acts, chapter 10 and verse 28. And he said unto them, ye know how it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew to keep company, or come into another one of another nation. But God hath showed me that I should not call any man common or unclean.
All right, so what this scripture is talking about, our ancestors had a custom. In this time, if you were not a God-fearing, law-keeping Jew, we would not associate with you. We would not sit down and eat with you. We would not worship with you. You were not allowed to even come and congregate with us.
Demystify. What does it mean to be a Jew?
Oh, okay, so to be a Jew, all right, when the two kingdoms split, are you familiar with the two kingdoms, northern and southern kingdom? So when the northern kingdom split, what was left mostly in Jerusalem was the southern kingdom. All right? So now Jew can have a few connotations. A Jew can be from the tribe of Judah, right? That's a Jew. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the southern kingdom, they were considered Jews. Right? And then you have, is there a third?
No, that's it.
That's it. So you have the tribe of Judah, and then Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. The southern kingdom were considered Jews, right? So now we have kinsmen, we have relatives that are by blood our family, but we didn't consider them Jews because they weren't keeping God's laws, and they were spread to other lands. Because for the most part, the Jews stayed in Jerusalem, right? But what Peter is realizing in his vision is that with the grace that Christ came to give us, now we can congregate with those Jews who were not recognized as Jews. They were not practicing.
And what does it mean? What does he mean by not recognized? They are Israelites. A Jew is an Israelite. But an Ephraimite is not a Jew, right? Like he explained to you, to be a Jew is be of the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. In the southern kingdom, Judah. Then you have the other tribes, northern kingdom, right? What was not accepted was, the northern kingdom was not accepted in the commonwealth of Israel. Why? Because of this. Read that, Hosea.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 17.
Now this is the book of Hosea. This is prophecy that's gonna happen, and that came to pass. Read.
Ephraim is joined to idols.
Now Ephraim is the head of the northern kingdom. All of those tribes are Israelites, right? But they're not Jews. Ephraim, read.
Let him alone.
Now what's being told to the Jews is, leave the northern kingdom alone. Your brothers, leave them alone. Why?
Their drink is sour. They have committed whoredom continually.
Where you at?
He read it already. Just read it again.
Oh, read it again. Slow down.
Ephraim is joined to idols.
Ephraim is joined to idols. They committed idolatry.
What you want is verse 15. You want the line where they can't even come around.
They can't even come up to worship.
That's 2 verses up.
God, they've gone into idolatry, right? So what the Most High God has done is cut them off from being called his people, right? Go up to verse 15.
Hosea chapter 4, verse 15. Though thou, Israel, play the harlot.
Israel, though you played the harlot, worshiping idols, read.
Yet let not Judah offend.
There it is.
Don't let Judah offend. Now, Judah are Israelites, yes?
Yes.
So what is he saying? Putting a distinction between the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom, right? Don't let you offend, meaning don't become idolaters like your northern kingdom brothers. So what has happened? Now they've been cut off. Where's that where they can't come up to?
It's right there.
Yeah, keep reading.
And come not ye unto Gilgal.
Now they're
Gilgal.
told not to come to Gilgal. To come to Gilgal is to come up to worship the Lord. You're coming to do sacrifices. He's coming to keep the feast days.
Coming where all your other brothers are.
Coming where all the commonwealth of Israel is. The northern kingdom is cut off from doing that. Read.
Neither go ye up to Beth-aven, nor swear the Lord liveth.
And they can't even swear the Lord liveth. They can't even take his name in their mouth. Right? Because they've gone into idolatry. Now the Lord did that to the northern kingdom. He cut them off. Go to the book of John chapter 4. Read this.
It's the book of John chapter 4, starting at verse 5.
Now in the time of Hosea, Hosea had to let you know these people are going to be cut off. Because look at what they're doing. They're over there worshiping Baal. They're over there worshiping Molech. Right?
Which is terrible.
Which is terrible. The Most High God has cut them off. They can't even come and be with you. And it became common practice of the Jews not to even have company with you. Right?
It was a stranger.
So now we fast forward. We're in Christ's time. Read.
It's the book of John chapter 4, starting at verse 6. Now Jacob's well was there. Jesus therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. There cometh a woman of Samaria.
Now came a woman of Samaria. Now Samaria, that is the territory where the northern kingdom lived.
Yeah.
Right? That's the capital, chief place. Right?
7.
Read.
Jesus said unto her, Give me to drink. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat.
Read.
Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew,
How is it that thou, Christ, being a Jew, read,
askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria?
I'm a woman of Samaria. Now to be a woman of Samaria is to be what? An Israelite. We're going to prove that. Keep reading.
For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans.
The Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. Why? Because in Hosea chapter 4 and 16, the Most High God told the Jews, leave Ephraim alone. Don't even keep company with them because they're idolaters. Right? Now jump down to where she acknowledges their heritage.
God. Verse 12. Art thou greater than our father Jacob?
Now, the woman acknowledges that her...
Hey, y'all have a good day.
Now the woman acknowledges that her and Christ, who is a Jew, have the same father.
Share the same father.
Same ancestor, which is Jacob. Jacob is the father of all 12 tribes.
That's right.
Northern and southern kingdom. So what is she acknowledging? That she's an Israelite.
You can't do nothing against that.
So a Jew has no dealings with the northern kingdom Israelite.
Right.
Though they are the same kindred.
Right.
Because of what we read in Hosea. But what is the purpose of Christ?
That's the mystery.
He got a precept.
Right, read this. And then get the mystery.
John chapter 10, verse 14. I am the good shepherd,
Christ is the good shepherd. Read.
and know my sheep, and I am known of mine.
Read.
As the Father knoweth me, even so know I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep.
Keep reading.
And the other sheep I have, which are not of this fold.
The other sheep I have, which are not of this fold. See, now the Christian church would say, now see, those are the ethnic Gentiles, the heathen. Because they get to come in. No. This is congruent with prophecy. Christ said, I am not sent but unto who? The lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's Matthew chapter 15. Right? So who are the lost sheep that are not of this fold, that the shepherd has to come and gather?
Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd.
Now there's going to be one fold and one shepherd. So he's going to take this flock and the others that belong and bring them together and make them one. Now, what is Christ talking about? Go to Jeremiah. Book of
Ezekiel.
No, it says Ezekiel. Go to Ezekiel
37 and 15.
Make it simple. Don't get so high level too.
Got it. Make sure they can understand.
37 and
Go to Ezekiel
17.
Read 37 and 17. Right? Hold on. What's your name, sis? And Getty. So, and Getty. So what we're showing you is Christ was sent to gather the lost sheep of the house of Israel. The only way that the northern kingdom can come back to their God is through Christ. That's why Christ is sitting on the scene. The only way the two sticks could be made one, like it says in Ezekiel, right? We're about to read that. Is because of Christ. Read this.
It's the book of Ezekiel, 37 and verse 17. and join them one to another into one stick. And
Hold on. All right, read it again.
Starting at verse 15, Ezekiel 37 and 15.
Prophecy.
Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions.
Now take one stick, write the Judah, and in another stick, his companions, the children of Israel. That's southern and northern kingdom. Read.
Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, for all the house of Israel, his companions.
And now the second stick is Joseph, which is the chief of the northern kingdom, Ephraim, and all his companions. So you got southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and then you got Joseph, which is will be rendered as Ephraim, and all his companions, the rest of the tribes. Read.
And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand.
Now the flock shall become one, and they shall have one shepherd. This is prophecy being fulfilled in Christ's time. Ezekiel had to happen because it's a prophecy from the Most High God. Whatever the Most High God says has to come to pass, right?
Right.
The two sticks, which is Judah and Northern Kingdom, have to become one house again. Christ told you, I came to make the flock one flock again, so that they have one shepherd. That's fulfillment of prophecy. So what is the conversation of Ezekiel? The Israelites. What is the conversation of Christ? The Israelites.
That's right.
You understand that?
And so you're saying the vision too, that was just all about Israel.
Israel.
Yes.
Speak now.
Can I say this? We grew up. My mom brought me into the truth when I was a baby. I've grown up in the truth. But the Hebrew Israelite or Christian doctrine is spiritual Israel. That's what she believes in. So when she's talking about the vision, she believes that's other ethnic heathen coming into the fold. Can you explain why that's false? That's why I brought up Romans 9 and 5. She was talking about the flesh. That's actually Christ came in the flesh to save the heathen as long as they spiritually become Israel. That's a position.
So you can't spiritually obtain a heritage.
That's what I want you to explain.
Right?
So if you're keeping the commandments, you're keeping the Sabbath, you're keeping the feast, you're keeping the dietary law, you're believing, you have faith, and you keep the commandments, you're of another nation, and you don't have a chance, and you're just here on earth.
Well, we're about to show you what the Bible says concerning other nations. There is no other nation that has ever kept thy precepts. Let me get that.
That's enough.
Get 2 Ezra chapter 3.
They could
Yeah.
not have in the past, but once they
Oh no, sis.
get the knowledge,
The heathen. Look, get in Zechariah chapter 14. You get 2 Ezra. Because what you're gonna find out is the heathen gotta be broken. They're gonna have to be beaten into submission. Why? Because it's not their desire to follow God. Their desire isn't to follow our God. It never has been. So what has to happen? Christ is gonna have to break them into pieces so that they do obey and serve the King. We're gonna show you. Read this first.
It's the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 3, starting at verse 34. Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance.
Now this is Ezra, right? The prophet Ezra. He's speaking to the Most High God through the angel. Hey, weigh what we have done in the balance. Read.
And there's also that dwell in the world.
And now weigh the wickedness of the heathen round about. Read.
And so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel.
And you're gonna find your name is not found anywhere else but in your chosen people, Israel. The heathen have not known thee. Read.
Or when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight?
Read.
Or what people have so kept thy commandments?
Read.
Thou shalt find that Israel by name hath kept thy precepts, but not the heathen.
And Ezra's right. You're gonna find there's no other nation that has ever kept the commandments of God. Why? Because the Most High God has never known them. What is that? That's the book of Joel, chapter 2 and 27, I believe.
26.
Right? Somebody get that real quick?
That's not 26. That is.
I believe that's
You're looking for 2 and 27.
2 and 27.
It's the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 27.
Read.
Yes, sir. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel,
And you're gonna know that I'm in the midst of Israel. Read.
and that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
Now the Most High God said this, sis. Was the Most High God lying when he said that? Nah, he said, I'm in the midst of Israel, no one else. Read.
Come. And none else, and my people shall never be ashamed.
And my people shall never be ashamed. Now, let's go to future prophecy concerning the heathen. Right? Go to Zechariah chapter 14.
We got here.
Zechariah chapter 14, verse 21. Yea, every pot in Jerusalem and in Judah shall be holiness unto the Lord of hosts.
Now, this is future prophecy. Where's the heathen mentioned? It hasn't been mentioned yet. But every pot in Judah, Jerusalem, it shall be holy. Read.
And all they that sacrifice shall come and take of them.
Read.
And sieve therein. And in that day there shall be no more the Canaanite.
No Canaanite.
In the house of the Lord of hosts.
Now the Canaanite is a heathen, sis. The Lord said the Canaanite shall never be in the house of the Lord. So if that means the heathen get salvation too, what about the Canaanite?
He's out.
Right? He's out. You a Canaanite, you can't be here.
What did Nehemiah 13?
Right? Now, the nations are going to have to be broken. Right? They're going to be warring against the children of Israel. And what Zechariah 14 says is, all the nations that are left that came up against Jerusalem, they shall be made to come up and serve the king. And anyone that does not come up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles and to serve the king, there shall be no rain, and they shall be destroyed. Now, if the heathen's desire was to keep the commandments of God, why they got to be forced to do it?
But they're going to do it. He said they have
Maybe.
to do it. So they're
Wait,
going to do it.
but he said if they don't do it, you destroy them. So that means what? There are going to be people that don't want to do it.
And there's a hierarchy. See, we're not teaching that the other nations won't exist. They're going to exist, but the Israelites is going to be the chief nation.
That's right.
The Bible is by them, for them. Their God is the God of Israel.
That's right.
The idea that all nations get equal salvation is Catholic. That's where that comes from. It was never taught. Right? It was not taught. The Jews have their religion, and then Christianity came, but they tried to make Christianity a different religion.
Right.
But Jesus was a Jew.
He was a Jew. That's what Jesus was.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have more authority than y'all. I'm a matriarch.
She said, I have more Jordans than y'all.
She said authority.
Oh, I thought she said Jordans. She said authority.
Matriarchal. They're not
Hey, you see that?
matriarchal.
You see that? And that's why the heathen have to be broken to pieces. Because during this time, are you the top nation on the earth? No. The heathen round about you have compassed you. They are the top nations on the earth. Christ has to come back and destroy the nations and put them under his subjection.
That's right.
If Christ got to put the nations under his subjection, why do we think that these other nations have a desire to serve?
Hey,
They got to be made to serve.
hey, if the
And if they don't, they're
heathens,
gonna be
And if they don't, they're going to die.
if the heathens wanted to serve Christ, why aren't we in heaven right now?
right.
Wouldn't this be God's kingdom if they were following God the way we are? Right? It would be everlasting, eternal joy, and we would all have the law written on our hearts. Right? Because Esau's in charge right now. So if he wanted to serve, that's what we would be doing. But no, it's drag queen reading time. Right? It's Pride Month.
Right.
Right? And we got to have a church of Satan because we can't leave nobody out.
Let's bomb the Palestinians
Right?
in the dust.
They got to go. Never forget 9/11. Right?
Hey, but forget the atrocities that happened to you, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man. Never forget the Holocaust, but forget what happened to you, so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American man. That happened long ago. That was 400 plus years ago. Matter of fact, less than that. Your ancestors were getting choked out in the streets of Atlanta, Georgia for trying to vote.
Slavery ended less than 200 years ago.
Slavery ended less than 200 years ago, and the civil rights movement was what?
60s.
The 60s, 1960s. You was getting beat up by the fire department.
Yeah.
The fire department literally turned on their sirens,
On camera.
slid down their little pole, put on their boots, Not to go put out a fire, but to spray your ass.
Now here's what's crazy about that. Here's what's crazy about that, right? Your Negro leaders at the time said, okay, they turning dogs on us and they spraying us with hoses. So let's put the children in the march, because surely they wouldn't put the hoses and dogs on the children. And what do? They put the hoses and dogs on the children.
Yes, they did.
Right?
You got the Dalmatian climbing out the fire truck, biting me on the chest. Yo, what? Yo, you supposed to be fighting fires, not fighting.
On TV. This was on TV. They not even hiding it. This was on TV.
My bad.
When they come and film the march, you're gonna see them holding the dog biting the kid, and he just standing there. Get him. Right? Spray all of them with the hose.
But we want to be with them.
Yeah.
See,
Right?
No, we want to let them teach us God.
And they're gonna tell the truth.
Because I trust them so
Because I
much.
trust them.
now, how can somebody teach me God, but the way that they have lived and the way that they continue to be atop of society does not align with the morale of God?
Right.
See, the Most High God has certain laws. You want to know what one of his laws are? Go to Leviticus chapter 19. Read this. Let's see if the white man keeps this.
It's the book of Leviticus.
We're going to play a 3-strike rule.
Yeah.
We're going to name 3 laws, and then we're going to see if the white man keeps it. Somebody get me the law on usury, right?
We're gonna see if any of the heathens keep it.
Yeah, any of them.
And then we'll go back to Romans 9.
It's the book of Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17.
Uh-huh.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Now, wait a minute. The first law in Leviticus 19 is not to hate your brother in your heart. The white man was going to church on Sunday morning, and on Sunday night, they was going to your front yard and burning a cross and holding shotguns, waiting on you to come outside.
But wait a minute, Captain. I think it's unfair to say that I don't love somebody just because I'm shooting them as they run out of burning house. You can't say that.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Yo, the white man was telling you that you are the most despicable creature on earth, right? Told the black woman that your beauty is something to be ashamed of, and you're not the standard of beauty. Matter of fact, he also told your men. That's all I really want to do.
Hey, most of you Negroes want reparations, so it can be 50 of y'all doing
Right,
that.
exactly. Hey, the white man, speaking of reparations, the white man told you today in 2024, hey, buddy, what happened to your people happened to those guys a long time ago.
Not you.
Not you.
never
All
saw
right,
that.
all right, pal. Okay, so why don't you lift yourself up by the bootstrap and join society like everybody else, buddy? Okay, buddy.
And stop asking for a handout.
And stop asking for a handout. Yet, the Jewish man in Israel, the state of Israel, gets billions of your tax dollars every day. Matter of fact,
they're allowed to commit
the Ukrainian comes over here and is giving business loans immediately.
No, they just sent $8 billion to Ukraine. Why you ain't tell them to pull themselves up by their bootstraps,
for
man?
handouts.
And the Ukrainians in the middle of them getting exterminated by the Russians was kicking black people out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
What did I do?
Yeah.
Bro,
Hey.
leave me alone.
You remember that clip when the bombs first went off? You remember that clip when they was keeping all the black people off the train?
Yes.
Like, we're getting persecuted, but no niggas, please.
And that's what we trying to teach our brothers and sisters, like, be real about life.
Right.
You're the one, and not to point the sister out, but the average Christian, you're the one trying to love everybody.
Right.
But it's usually a person of color.
Right.
You're the main person pushing love everybody. But the people that you pushing for, they don't do that for you.
Right.
And they don't. What white Christian church I'm going to, and their whole sermon is about, we have to love the blacks. Look how they getting treated.
Never.
Right.
Where's that church at? But it's black people in their church talking about love everybody.
Right.
And then when we say love ourselves and love each other, our own people say we teaching hate. So it's very difficult.
That last disaster that happened in Houston, Joel Osteen closed his church.
Yes, he
We
did.
did not forget about that.
And passed a hamper, the basket for dirty clothes, for money, while people was lost their houses.
Right.
Didn't they find a whole bunch of money in Joel Osteen wall in the church?
That was one of them pastors.
Yeah, it was one of them.
But see, the people that taught you to love everybody, they weren't teaching their children.
Oh no.
See, they were teaching you to love everybody because look at what we're doing to these people.
Yeah, we don't want problems.
We are violating these people for generations. We do not want our children to grow up, and when these people finally have come up in society, they take vengeance on our children. Nah, we need to teach those people that you are an enemy of God and you bear a grudge against the white man.
Right.
But hold on. Esau's hatred for Jacob went on until now. That's why he put you in chains. That's why he took every chance that he could take to destroy you. So is the white man fault keeping the commandments of God?
No.
And upholding the standard that God has for you?
No.
No. So how is he going to teach you God?
The white man is doing this. See that? PrEP.
Yeah.
PrEP is a drug
That's what he's doing.
that
I'm not saying.
is supposed to protect you from catching HIV when you practicing homosexual sex.
Wait,
That's what he's pushing.
wait a minute, Adam. You telling me they made a drug where I can have sex with someone
Even though you have HIV.
even though you have the punishment for
Disgusting,
being
man.
a sexually active person inside of it?
Yes.
Disgusting.
I can have a drug to keep.
Yeah.
So we gonna keep the sin rolling. Don't stop sinning.
We told the sister that the first time I learned about PrEP, my response to the sister that was teaching it to me down by the Bulldog,
Oh, man.
she said PrEP is gonna keep you safe. And also we giving out condoms. I said, sister, why don't you ask them to stop having sex? And she said, no, you're stepping on their liberties.
Wow. Your liberty of death. And that's what it comes down to.
I'll never forget that conversation.
This society teaches a free mind society to do what you want, but it's all against the standard of God.
Yeah.
So people who have built this society, how are they going to teach you guys? That's the point.
Stand in line.
Stand in line. So like, now you had a question about Romans 9, right? Was that you had a question about Romans 9?
Should we do it?
That was him.
Before we go to him, can we go to Isaiah 14 and show her the role that
Oh, yeah.
the heathen has?
Oh yeah.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 1. For the
And
Lord,
sister, when we bring this out, I want you to imagine all those white men in power. I want you to imagine acting like this. And I want you to, in your mind, answer if you believe that they'll be able to act in this manner when it comes time for them to come into the kingdom, okay? You get what I'm saying?
for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose
The
Israel
Lord's going to choose Israel.
and set them in their own land.
Set them in their own land again. That means there's a time where Israel is not in their land anymore. Now, we're the Israelites. Has this come to pass yet?
I'm gonna sit down though.
You said that they were not in our land, right?
We're not in our land currently, right? But the Lord said he's going to put us back in our land. Has that happened yet? So this is future prophecy. I wonder what covenant this is going to be. The new covenant, right? So in the new covenant, this is going to happen. Read.
And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Now the strangers, the heathen, are going to cleave to the house of Jacob. Bring us with you. Why? Because they're going to be getting destroyed out here. Read.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for service and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Now in the new covenant, the heathen are going to be ruled over.
Salaki, we're going to take them and we're going to possess them. The same people that had us as captives, they are now going to be our captives. So that's step one. We're forcibly taking them and they belong to us.
Yeah.
Chattel slavery, if that's what you want to call it, right?
And that's in the new covenant. These are things that are going to take place. So that means that's under the rulership of Christ. Under Christ's rulership, we're going to be taking the heathen into slavery. So are the heathen going to have the same status as you in the kingdom? No.
They can't.
No, they can't. They cannot. Because in order to be the top nation on the earth, there are people that have to be subject to you.
Yeah.
And this current life has taught you that. You're subject to people who have had dominion on the earth for hundreds of years now.
Right.
So when that table flips, now you're going to be the top nation on the earth. As Deuteronomy 7:6 says, the Most High God promised that to the children of Israel. And the Most High God's words have to come to pass, yes? He promised them that you will be the top nation on the earth, and you shall rule over all these other nations. So there's no room for the heathen to be right here with you. No, they either gonna have to get, what's the old saying? Get down and lay down.
Hey man, listen, turnabout is fair play. Give us a turn. All right. Let us rule this earth in righteousness. Let God's laws be the law of the land for once. Right? Thank you for watching. If you would like to support the body, you can donate via Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. We are the Sons of Thunder. It's our heart's prayer and desire for Israel that they might be saved.